The two teams lining up then. Newcastle in their new away strip, royal blue shirts, gold trim, gold shorts, gold socks, as we just get underway here with Sven Botman passing it to Jamal Lascelles at the back. Athletic Club in their famous red and white stripes. And you can hear the atmosphere just bubbling away now that we are underway, as the ball just is knocked around over there by the far touchline to start with. Both teams just vying for a little bit of possession early doors as Martin Dubravka gets his first touch on the ball. And as we mentioned, Sven Botman, the summer signing from Lille, is a man that these players are the fans I should say, very much looking forward to watching here today on his home debut. This is Williams out here, very highly rated winger for Athletic Club, as they just recycle the ball around the back. Peter Lovenkrantz, how valuable is a game like this, and what we saw yesterday actually against Atalanta, must be forgotten, making good waves in the Champions League in recent seasons. High calibre opposition a week out from the season. Just how important, how useful is that as a player?
Oh, I think it's the perfect timing. You know, that's the way you do it. I myself is a big believer on that you play against as many good opposition that you can, especially close to the start of the season, so you can probably get tested and make sure that everything is as it should be going into the start, especially against in the Premier League. You know, where we know how good the league is and how good every team is in it. So it's very important that you get tested as much as possible in pre-season, and all the players get up to scratch and make sure that everybody is fully fit. And so it's more important as well as don't get away with any injuries today. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that's not going to happen, and then see if everything clicks in and hopefully get a good win.
So Athletic Club here just trying to play the ball forwards, but that'll be intercepted by Lascelles. Guimaraes getting on the ball now, and a nice turn there. Referee says carry on, and he sprays the ball, takes the opportunity to find, or hopefully find, Alain Saint-Maximin, who stretches his legs for the first time down this left-hand side. And the ball goes out of play. You'll hear a few murmurs of discontent just as one of the opposition gets himself up from the turf.
I think we can get used to that. The Spanish sides, you know, teams that like to, when they get touched, go down, play for fouls and stuff like that, and that's not really the British way. So there'll probably be a few of them today.
When we get a moment, we'll tell you a little bit more about history between these two sides, and that's been recognised in the build-up to this fixture. Some very nice touches from the La Liga team in the build-up to this one. It's Emil Kraft over on that right-hand side, and again some silky skills by Guimaraes, who again finds Alain Saint-Maximin over on the left-hand side. Here he is, squaring up his man. Cuts back inside for Joe Willock to keep possession. Paul Dummett and Joe Linton now on the left-hand side. Willock always offering himself for recycling that ball, such an important part of this midfield he started to establish himself in through pre-season. Joe Linton then. Jamal Lascelles takes it square. He's got options. He finds Matt Ritchie on the far touchline. Ritchie with a wide sweeping ball. That's going to be high and probably intercepted. Yes, it was by Oscar De Marcos, although that falls down to Botman at the back. Oh, a little bit on show there from Saint-Maximin, who finds Ritchie. Ritchie tries to play in Wilson. Wilson trying to fight off a challenge. Neat feed by Wilson. Oh, it's a brilliant goal. What a fantastic finish by Callum Wilson. His second of pre-season. And we haven't even played 4 minutes. What a great start by Newcastle United. Peter Lovenkrantz, you would have been proud of that one.
Yeah, exactly what Newcastle want. They want to get Saint-Maximin on the ball to create things. As soon as he gets it out and he gets by his first defender, that's when he's really dangerous, because then the recovering defenders are coming after him, the midfield's dragging over. He skips by them as well and finds a great ball into the middle, and of course the layoff into Wilson as well. And the finish is this what we know from him. We know he can do that. When he gets into the box like that, he's dangerous, he's clinical, and he puts it in the bottom corner. Very calm finish. I love that he doesn't just smashes the ball, he lays it over in the corner by the goalkeeper, and no chance for the goalkeeper to save it. Fantastic start for Newcastle. That's what we want to see.
Serious composure shown. That's impressive stuff from Callum Wilson, who will be looking to complete a full and firing season for Newcastle as the Premier League gets back underway. But this Athletic Club hot on Newcastle's heels as they try to make a bit of a move themselves, but that's broken down. It was the way he rode the challenges, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the interplay is one thing, but to be there and basically have to do the rest yourself.
Yeah, but he offers it. He offers the run in behind. That's just so most important. And then it's all about the teammates to find him. And they did. And they find him in, and he managed to create a bit of space for himself to get the finish off. But for me, it comes from Sam Masterman doing that run.
This is Iñaki Williams on the left-hand side. He's going to get a chance here at the end of it. Oh, what a huge chance for Iñaki Williams. And this is the player who's scored 75 goals in 338 appearances for his club. He is their danger man, he is their target man, and they would back him to put away a chance like that. That was quite something.
Yeah, I would say we are very lucky there. I would say that he has to score. At least he had to hit the target. He's completely on his own.
It was the side foot basically on the penalty spot, and you just wonder if that's one of those that just comes a little bit early. But equally, we come back to Callum Wilson's chance. He was right hot on it inside 4 minutes to put Newcastle ahead, 1-0. They lead here at St James's Park. Joe Linton just collecting. Finding Dubravka, who's got fierce competition in goal this season after the arrival from Nick Pope from Burnley. Both vying for the number 1 spot in the Newcastle goal. That's a bit loose out on the far left-hand side. This is Nico Williams. He'll be very, very lively for Athletic Club today, and that is a great example there. Thought maybe Iñaki Williams would get a second chance there, but it's a corner. Peter, this is just proof that Newcastle aren't going to have it all their own way this afternoon.
Yeah, don't forget, I know it's a good start for us in Newcastle. You know, it's been great, but this is a very good opposition they're up against. So they will create chances, they will create opportunities. So we need to be on our toes, and you need to make sure that we close it off.
Ball comes in, then it's one for the near post, headed away by Kraft. So Maximan will chase as he always does. And Guimaraes trying to play away there. Again, neat use of the head, but pulled back. It's impressive tempo early doors here from Newcastle. You wonder whether at times maybe the Atalanta game kind of ebbed and flowed and lost its pace somewhat, but the message is clear, isn't it here, Peter, that Newcastle have started very, very brightly indeed.
Yeah, I think it's been important that they make sure that we look strong defensively, and then when we then have the ball, like now, patience on the ball, creating things, moving the ball around. Can we get the key players there in the pockets? Perfect plays.
Brave pass out by Botman, find Joe Linton. Willock now on to Alan Saint-Maximin with Joe Willock on the overlap. Will he use him? No, he cuts inside. Skewed past to Guimaraes, who shoots from distance. Spilled by Ander Iru, but he just manages to hold it. And that's what these Newcastle fans want to see. Bruno Guimaraes operating just outside the D there to pick up those shots from distance. Nice interplay again.
Yeah, but again, they start from all the way down at the back. We be patient on the play, finding the right moment, waiting for the right opportunity, putting the ball right through to Joe Linton in the middle, who does a great turn. He realised he has space. Ball out to Maximan, and we know that he's going to create something. We know that something's going to come from him, and he finds that, and it's a great build-up. And Bruno, of course, good shot on target, but should be as easy save for the goalkeeper, and it was. But great interplay from Newcastle.
Wide ball out here to the left-hand side. Ika Munian just getting a little bit of a touch. He'll be crucial to Athletic Club if they're going to find inroads. He pulls the string there from that number 10 position, number 10 on his back. He'll be assisted by Vencedor, who can break from deep. Nice on that left-hand side again. Berenjois is having quite a good time out there on the left-hand side. He often plays on the right. He's right-footed, but he'll be cutting in where possible, but also happy to hit the byline. And I think that's what Emil Kraft's experiencing at the moment. Very flexible, wide player. Finds the ball again then into the near post. Joe Linton's there to concede another corner.
Yeah, most of the stuff is coming down their left-hand side, isn't it? You know, he's causing a bit of problems over there. Getting corners, getting set plays. We need to be switched on and make sure that we can close that down as quick as possible. Matt Ritchie needs to kind of double up a little bit to close him off on that side.
Another one into the near post, and Dubravka holds confidently, breaks the lines and looks for the on-rushing Bruno Guimaraes, who leads the charge in the counter-attack for Newcastle. He's just shouldered off the ball, and that will be a free kick by the signs of things. It's not unusual not to be able to hear the referee's whistle at St James's Park. I've just got a little reminder of that up here in the gantry.
Yeah, I think we were a bit lucky there. You know, it could have gone either way. You could have let play go on, especially friendlies like that. But Newcastle looking strong on counter-attacks, I have to say. They look
Sweeping
really
through the midfield with ease. Guimaraes finding Joe Linton, the Brazilian teammates. But Botman's a good outlet as well, isn't he, Peter? And we've seen that a couple of times already. Willing to make that slightly higher risk, but higher reward pass in from the back.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's neat from Wilson, but just can't quite find Ritchie, who you know will chase it down, as will Wilson.
I love the high press, though. I like that we don't, even though they got a goal up, and we don't just sit back and wait for it. We go up and go after them. That's what Newcastle's all about, is hard work and graft.
That's Iñaki Williams on the chase then. Can he beat Martin Dubravka to it? He has done. Dubravka's in a bit of trouble here, but that was neat feet from the goalkeeper in what he probably feels like is no man's land outside of his box.
I don't think he actually needs to go for that. I mean, the thing is, I think, you know, Budman is there. You know, he is to cover that role, and he takes a gamble going out, but he deals with it very well, to be fair, and got away with it.
No harm done. Nico Williams now over on this right-hand side where we expected him to be. Joe Linton. It's an important role, isn't it, for whether it be Joe Linton on this side, Joe Willock on the other side, even Matt Ritchie tucking in. You've alluded to it, that it's a full team effort when in defence, and they've got some serious threats to try and keep quiet today.
Oh yeah, a position like this, you need to be able to work hard. If you're not going after them and pressing high tempo, you're going to get punished.
Ball over the top now. Munian looks like he's just about kept that in. No. Oh, yes, he has. Referee says he didn't see anything wrong there. And Guimaraes again hard with a challenge. What a counter-attack opportunity now, led by Bruno. He's got Wilson one side, Sam Maximan the other. He pushes Wilson maybe a little bit wider than he would have liked. Joe Linton and Joe Willock now joining the fray. Willock inside the box now. Neat feet to try and hit the touch line. Chips the ball, far post. And that'll be cleared. As the Athletic Club just bring the ball out now. Oh, that's a ambitious pass out to the far right-hand side. Oscar DeMarcos, the right back, had burst upfield, and there's slight gaps here for Sam Maximan to exploit if he wants to. He's cut in field now. There's a slight overlap. Willock and Ritchie. Ritchie cutting inside, shooting, blocked. And Bruno Guimaraes just kind of sitting there holding that midfield role. It's something he didn't actually do a great deal at the tail end of last season when he joined the club. More John Joe Shelby's position in that playmaker role. But he's already showing, Peter, isn't he, that he's more than adept at playing that role. Then you don't actually lose a great deal from his game either.
No, you don't. In possession, when you have the ball, you actually get an opportunity to get him on the ball more. If they don't press high and come after, like now, he's in control of the ball and he drags players out and out of position. He's really clever as well, so I think he's adapted to that role very well.
Newcastle keeping their cool under pressure. Dubravka bowls the ball out wide to Paul Dummett.
Can't believe Paul Dummett's still there. He was a young boy when I was there.
Well, tell me about Paul Dummett then,
fantastic.
Peter, because, you know, obviously he's had a couple of injury hit seasons and maybe not racked up the appearances he would have liked, but he very rarely lets you down, just Paul Dummett.
You can never, fault his efforts and his commitment. He's, especially back then, a young boy came in and he just gave everything he had every single time he was an opportunity to do it. He was not easy to play up against, and I had my shares duels with him at times in training and that. And fantastic player, and a player who plays with a lot of heart, and that's what you need.
On the ball then, Dummett just clearing, although that's going to be swept up by Joe Linton. Local lad in the black and white, or royal blue today, but that's what you want, isn't it? Guimaraes then. Lascelles as Athletic Club just fall back into their shape. Kraft now with a rare opportunity to get forward. He's been taken to ground there, but it'll be a throw in on the far right hand side. Newcastle 1, Athletic Club 0. approaching 15 minutes gone here at St James's Park. 1 week out from the Premier League campaign. The final pre-season friendly for Eddie Howe and his players. Callum Wilson's goal, the difference as it stands. A very confident, neat finish inside 4 minutes. Gimreich wins the ball back. He plays a 1-2 with Wilson, who finds Joe Linton. Saint-Maximin now with those dancing feet, cuts inside. And here's an opportunity for the visitors. Nicely done by Dummett. If that sticks, there could be an opportunity. It has done. Willock's going to run this through here and take a shot. Good block. That's what he's all about. Martinez, he's a Spain international. Very accomplished defender.
Yeah, they are very good defensively, I think. Even before, when we've seen the counter-attack where we went through it, they have to give them a lot of credit. They got really quickly behind the ball and forced Newcastle in a wide area instead of through the middle. And they are very organised in defence at times, and it's typical for a Spanish side. So,
yeah, not conceded a great deal of goals in pre-season. Have Athletic Bilbao 0-0 draw with Borussia Mönchengladbach. Play a lot of German teams, like Newcastle actually. 1-1 draw with MSV Duisburg. As I'll come back to that. Alan Saint-Maximin picking up the ball on the left-hand side. Visitors doubling up on him, as you would expect. Willock. Gimreich to Botman. He's got Dummett inside him. Has Saint-Maximin. Willock offering support as well. That's nice. Joe Linton offloads. There's some space now through the middle. If anyone makes the run, Matt Ritchie's going to try and make that. It's come short. Saint-Maximin's running to the other side of the pitch where he's got Emil Kraft on the overlap. First time ball in, yes. Over to the near post where Andra Iru smothers it. But it's patient play, Peter, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, it doesn't have to be breakneck speed all the time. You can wait for those opportunities. And, we've seen this from Eddie Howe and his Bournemouth team and the transformation in the Newcastle team at the tail end of last season. He wants them to be able to play in different ways. There's an opportunity there, but that's well offside from Nico Williams.
Great line, good defending there. Holding
confident,
the line,
wasn't it?
Very confident, holding the line high, not falling too deep. And if one drops, you're in trouble. So very, very strong defensively to stay there and have the guts to do that. That's really good, to be fair.
Just running through Athletic Bilbao's pre-season then. And they drew 1-1 with MSV Duisburg. They beat VfL Bochum 4-1, held to a 1-1 draw against Mainz, who obviously Newcastle were edged out by in pre-season as well, as Ritchie tries to collect and wins a corner.
To be fair though, if you look at it now, before when it was quite stationary and Newcastle moving the ball about, as soon as it goes to Saint-Maximin and he takes a run in through the middle, suddenly the whole thing opens up because he starts creating something or nothing. Because at that point we were just moving the ball back and forward. Nobody was making a run in behind. We were having the ball waiting patiently, and again there, one ball through and then we look dangerous. Short
corner taken. Ritchie then curls one in to Lascelles, trying to get ahead on it. Rises highest, but it just went over him. Out for a goal kick. It's been a pretty fruitful pre-season for Newcastle as well, as looks like Bruno's just got a little bit of a problem.
No, that's not good.
Not what you want to see,
no,
but
not.
Doesn't look too serious. Just looks like he's taken a bit of a hit to the ankle, maybe the shin area.
I hope it's not the calf. He's holding his calf. If he's
Is it just maybe just on the reverse there?
If he's got a tight calf or something, that could be a problem. That'll be hopefully not. Hopefully just a knock.
So naturally, with these back-to-back friendlies, very unusual, but great for the Newcastle faithful to be able to come to St James's Park, watch 2 games against elite European opposition. Eddie Howe naturally playing 2 different 11s. You get the feeling with the way that he treated the team yesterday against Atalanta that he maybe wants to get as close to 90 minutes into the legs of the majority of these players. Bruno getting a great round of applause here. He looks like he'll be okay. Yeah, Newcastle, they saw off Gateshead 5-1 at the beginning of the month and then put 3 unanswered goals past 1860 Munich out in Austria, where it looked like they had a jolly good time on pre-season. We'll talk about pre-season in a minute, Peter. I'm sure you've got some stories for me.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and then they did get edged out 1-0 by Mainz, as I said, before that really entertaining 3-2 defeat away to Benfica. before coming away 1-0 winners thanks to Chris Wood's penalty over Atalanta last night. Guimaraes is just going to come off the field here and receive a little bit of treatment. I can't see a substitute being readied, so I think the expectation is that he will take to the field again.
Yeah, because you can't take any chances, even if it's a small nickel.
Back on.
He's limping a bit. Hopefully he'll run that off.
Not a player that Newcastle want to lose.
Definitely not. So if there's any doubt of anything, I'm sure they will.
And now we've got another stoppage here. Yeri Alvarez has gone down, clutching the back of his hamstring. We've got a couple players warming up for Newcastle. I can see Matty Longstaff down there. The pace of the game's just kind of fallen away in the last 5 minutes or so with these stoppages. 20 minutes gone. Newcastle 1. Athletic Bilbao 0. Callum Wilson's neat finish. Inside 4 minutes, the difference here at St James's Park. A sellout St James's Park on pre-season.
How amazing is that?
You don't need me to tell you this.
Crazy,
it's a very, very special place to watch football.
Fantastic.
Ball knocking around the back here. Joe Willock's going to try and keep it alive, and Kraft wins a goal kick nicely, which will give us some opportunity maybe for a first pre-season anecdote from Peter Lovenkrantz. So we were talking about this this lovely camp away in Austria, lots of e-bikes and fun trips going on. I sense that maybe pre-season 15 years ago was slightly different.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Eddie Howe hasn't worked these players hard, by the way.
No. Definitely not. Oh, we definitely worked hard as well. But I think we went. Maybe we could have been the same place, to be honest. We went to places in Austria as well, where there was bikes and we had to bike around and to training and everything like that. But
it's a ball over the top for Callum Wilson. He takes it down nicely. What a turn inside! It's practically one-on-one. He's turned Martinez inside out. Ritchie now with a clip ball to the back post. Cleared. Bruno's going to pick this one up and go wide again to Kraft. It's a rare opportunity for Matt Ritchie to play in the forward area. Obviously, he's played the majority of his career out on the wing, but in recent seasons, especially in the black and white of Newcastle, as he comes down the right-hand side here, will he go first time? He's got options. Takes it to the byline, fires one in hard. It's blocked. Could have maybe gone slightly earlier then, as this is an opportunity for the visitors to break away. Joe Linton and Joe Willock holding up Iker Munian.
Clever foul.
Yeah.
Very good foul at the right time.
There's a time and a place, and that was the right time and the right place. He's the club captain for Athletic Bilbao. Made his debut at 16 years old. Iker Munian, he's absolutely loved by the Basque faithful.
Impressive start.
Made almost 500 appearances for the club. It's wide right here with Oscar de Marcos. Similarly, a bit of a veteran as he marches forward. He gets an opportunity here to break forwards, and again confidently cleared by Botman towards Joe Linton. This play's just stopped here. Vencedor down again. It's quite a humid afternoon in the northeast. Peter and I have already shed a couple layers since we arrived. The climb up to the gantry might have something to do with that. But
definitely warmer than what I expected, to be honest. Yeah, definitely.
We've both had nights at St James's Park in the past that have been quite the opposite. So it's a nice pleasure to be here in the warm summer sunshine. Dummett then at left back. Ball out to Saint-Maximin, who comes inside. This is what Peter was talking about. Opens the pitch up, and that's a chip ball forward by Guimaraes. Joe Linton's got Callum Wilson alongside him. Finds Wilson in the penalty area. Wilson, Guimaraes in support. Chances to shoot. Tries to offload. It's broken down. And the visitors will just play this one out. Botman's in a bit of a foot race here with Iñaki Williams, who is pretty quick, it must be said, but again, that was confidently done. Not really put a foot wrong, as he Sven Botman on his home debut here at St James's Park.
Very good defending, because he's a quick player he's up against, so very, very good defending. But again, it's like Masterman creates something out of nothing. You know, he attracts 3-4 players, and as soon as you start the AV raids and in through the middle, and you see what happens, it opened up to Callum Wilson and Joe Linton running in behind, and it's a special talent.
Ball spread wide to Kraft, who is finding inroads over on that right-hand side. Ritchie wide. Joe Willock playing in from deep. Joe Linton. That's a bit loose, but will be a Newcastle throw-in. Ernesto Valverde down there, the ex-Barcelona manager, sporting some very snazzy trainers. I mean, I suppose if you've managed one of, if not the biggest clubs in the world, you can wear what you want.
Yeah, I would say so.
Very few Spanish managers with the trophy cabinet that he has. Guimaraes looking for that wide ball over to Sam Maximan again, who looked frustrated, but he finds Wilson instead. This is Willock and Wilson. And again, they pair up again. 1-2s, Ritchie back to Guimaraes. You'll hear some cheers to shoot, I'm sure, again in a moment. Guimaraes, it breaks for him. Will he go for it? High and wide in the end. But he's getting opportunities in those areas.
Yeah.
And Athletic Club are not necessarily closing him down at all the right moments.
No, I think Newcastle right now is finding these wee pockets in between the middle of the pitch. But to be fair, Maximan creates space out because he stays wide, so they're scared that it's going to go out there, so he creates a wee bit of room in the middle. But I have to say Newcastle look very good in the small interactions with plays in through the middle and create an opportunity to shoot.
Willock now surging forward, plays a strong ball in that Wilson can't make stick. Kraft will chase this one. He goes to ground, and that's a Newcastle throw-in. Good endeavour from Emil Kraft again, who recently signed a one-year deal with the club. A one-year extension, I should say. Again, a player who very, very rarely lets Eddie Howe down. Another breakdown in play here. And the referee just having a word with Balanziga, the left-back for Athletic Club this afternoon. His experienced lineup. He's 34 years old. I was talking about Oscar De Marcos earlier. Fellow veteran, playing his 14th season. Ikamunian very much in that camp as well. This is what you get with this very unique club from the Basque Country. Players come through the academy with their local heritage, and they often stay at the club for a very, very long time.
I have to say that is absolutely fantastic work from
talk
Joel
us through
Linton.
that, Peter, because
see that?
Again, you had an opportunity there that looked like something might be on, but very quickly it snuffed out.
Yeah, but that's down to Joel Linton. He realised the dominance get caught a little bit high in the pitch, and the run's in behind him, and he takes that run. He put his head down and he just ran after him with good pace, and he closed him all the way out to the sideline, and ended up getting a throw-in away. Fantastic work.
Naki Williams here finds DeMarcos, who's got Nico Williams on the outside. Goes wide. It's a one-on-one here with Dummett. Tricky feet. Marcus's ball in. Botman off Willock, and that's a nasty one. He's taken to the ground here, and maybe play will stop. Yes, it will. Referee has just made sure of that. Just a freak one, that wasn't it, Peter? It was a header basically that caught Willock flush in the face.
Yeah, caught right in the head. Because of head injury, of course, referee has to stop the game.
Of course.
So it's the right thing to do. Hopefully it's all right. I think it's just
It'll be just one of those where he wasn't really braced for it.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that at all.
28 minutes gone here at St James's Park, and Callum Wilson's goal separating the two sides. As we said, showing neat feet and so impressive. Again, just talk us through that, Peter, as a striker, early in the game, when he maybe hasn't had that many touches of the ball, to actually come into that scenario where he's got two players around him in the box and to finish as coolly as he did. It just goes to show that he's kind of that kind of player that maybe doesn't need to feel his way into the game. He's just sharp from the offset.
I think he is. I've been very impressed with him since he's come here. I think his finishing is great. His movement is good, and he showed it there. Great movement in behind, good feet, set himself really good, really well, and tucks in the bottom corner. Very good finish. But that will also do him so much good, in confidence from now on. Building up to the start of the season and stuff like that. It's very important to get your main striker like that off to a good start, and he's. So it'll do him a benefit. It'll benefit him very well, and it'll benefit the club hopefully.
His second goal of pre-season. Obviously, Eddie Howe has been rotating his team as and when necessary. Ball out on Athletic Bilbao's left-hand side. Round of applause from the Newcastle fans here. Williams. That's a nice little nutmeg on Joe Willock. He'll remember that one.
Good feet that.
Munian. DeMarcos making the run on the far right. More space over there, but Athletic Bilbao just trying to have an extended period of possession, although that's a loose pass out wide to the right for Beragier, who can't keep it in.
But again, down to credit to Newcastle team, you know, I mean, they're very solid in defence. I think after the early scare we had just after the goal, we had a big opportunity they missed.
Yeah, for Williams.
They've not really created anything since, you know, in the, I don't want to jinx it or anything like that, but they have not
got in behind,
exactly.
As you say.
They've not done that, and that's down to really good organisation and hard work, most of all. You know, I mean, if you're not willing to put that hard work in and take their runs to close to spaces off, then it'll cause problems. And I think Newcastle dealt with it extremely well, and it's looking very comfortable.
Yeah,
so.
Very comfortable. As we just go past the half-hour mark, Newcastle leading Athletic Bilbao by a goal to nil in this final pre-season friendly. Shot from distance. That was a chance.
Yeah, but you would let them shoot from that distance. You know, I mean, they'll take a special talent, a special finish to beat the goalkeeper from that distance. So, you know, it's not. It has to be a lot of players and the goalkeeper to go all the way in from there. So you'll take that at times.
Yeah, Dubravka had it covered. So again, Nico Williams offering himself for the short corner. Muniain is going to take that option. Williams then. DeMarcos with the cross. That's got Joe Linton's head written all over it. Chip ball forwards. That's a dangerous one, but Botman nods away. Williams dispossessed. Oh, what a ball that is from Joe Willock, outside of the foot. Just intercepted, fine margins.
That would have been dangerous. That ball cleared the defender, then would have been a 2-against-1 situation.
Over here on the left, as the ball comes sweeping in, it's got too much on it. Nico Williams puts a thumb up, but actually it's going to have to be a little bit better than that. And Eddie Howe will be pleased with the opening half an hour because his team, of course, have the leads. We've talked about how they've been relatively comfortable in both elements of the game, and there's always that danger factor on the break. And we mentioned Sam Maximan, and you know, this is why there's such a rare breed of player, that direct winger who's going to take players on, move in field, move from flank to flank, and just change and break the shape. And as a forward, Peter, you know, just give us an idea of the impact that can have on the players around you.
Yeah, it's huge. You know, I mean, I was lucky enough myself to play with Gutierrez, for example, who was the same, who creates something every time he got the ball, and I loved playing with him because he created so much space for me with his runs, his dynamic up and down the wings, and you know, I think you can see it here as well. Every time Maximin gets the ball, he creates spaces to others because he attracts players.
Through midfield. Oh, can he keep it? That was going to be pulled back, I think, onto the penalty spot, and Newcastle keep it going. Good advantage from the referee. Bruno Guimaraes here in midfield.
This is the bit where I feel we can be a little bit faster. See, now Maximin does it, but we have time to actually go and push. But they're just standing there in a position waiting. If people take the run without the ball, you create that wee bit extra space, and you see when Maximin gets it, he just does it with the ball. But players around him can make that movement. It creates even more space to him to start and go and do what he does because he's so dangerous when he starts to EV raids.
Richie's come across to this left-hand side to take the corner. Expect this to go back post. We've got Botman there, Lascelles as well breaking the lines. Goes towards Lascelles, can't get a head on it. Willock's going to take this wide. Emil Krafth just offering himself a safe option. That goes towards Willock. That's a nice ball in over the top. Guimaraes finds Willock and it's burst into the box. It's just a heavy touch. Might have just left a little bit in there on Andre Iru. I don't think it was intentional, and that's just probably what Callum Wilson's trying to get across there. I mean, you know, he's got a yellow card. He has got a yellow card, Joe Willock, for that.
Didn't think there was much in that, did you?
Well, I was going to ask, as a striker, when there's at least I know Joe Willock's obviously no striker, but in a goal-scoring opportunity, when the ball's just spilled, you're going to put your foot in.
100%. I would be raging if you didn't. You know, I mean, the ball is right there for you to go for, and if he's trying to poke it or whatever, just to get a touch in it, and he misses it, or the goalkeeper gets there just in front of him, then, you know, that's an accident. He doesn't mean to do it in any way, and I think it's a bit harsh with a yellow card there, to be fair.
Joe Willock in the book with 35 minutes gone. Newcastle 1, Athletic Bilbao 0.
Go back to it. It's great play, wasn't it? Really
Absolutely.
good 1-2s, overlap around it, and, you know, it just needed that last bit. It's a touch had been a little bit better, then you've got a great opportunity. There was 2 people free on the back post. You know, we could have had a very good opportunity.
Oh, a little bit lackadaisical out of possession there as Lascelles looks to clean up, does so, and this is going to find its way back to Dubravka. Athletic up, both Iñaki Williams and Nico Williams pressuring the ball, but it's Newcastle who play out. It has spilled though, and Saint-Maximin, look at those.
Yeah,
engine on Alain Saint-Maximin, trying to win the ball back.
But looks, it makes the team go behind the ball and get settled a little bit, and we're more organised now because he took that extra run. Fantastic work.
Vencedor then. As the temperature just drops slightly, and Peter and I can take a breath of relief. Still just got over that climb up to the gantry. Emil Krafth then trying to front up his man. He finds Munian in the box. That's just going to go wide, and Ritchie turns his back to it. Fortunately blocked. Nice work from Matt Ritchie over on that right-hand side. And again, this Newcastle lineup, it's got plenty of energy to it, plenty of legs. Appreciate we're only in the first half here, approaching half-time, but still, this is what you get, and this is what Eddie Howe wants to see as we are a week out from the Premier League season. 3 p.m. kickoff, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle's first fixture. A famous old fixture, that is. Forest back in the Premier League after 20 plus years.
Yeah, you want to give it a good start, don't you?
Oh, that's a snapshot out of nowhere, which Dubravka just holds.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Premier League to start. It'll be fantastic.
Absolutely.
And also a good start at home, you know, we can get a good start and 3 points and move on from there. That'll be fantastic. So it's important that we get everybody up to speed now, you know, and
looking up there away to our left-hand side where there's a spattering of Athletic Bilbao fans, some locals, some who may have made the trip over, but you know that in a week's time it'll be equally red up there, but I'm not sure there'll be a seat going.
No, definitely not.
A huge day for Nottingham Forest. Returning to the Premier League, they kick things off here at St James's Park, 3 p.m. against Newcastle United. Botman getting play back underway. Lascelles. Flick forward. It's gone out of play.
Tempo of the game has just went a little bit down there, hasn't it? It's not bad for Newcastle, though, to be fair.
Not at all, no.
Not bad for us.
Looking to just keep this play going. Bruno sometimes just seems to be in a world of his own, and I mean that in the most positive way. The way he sees the game, it's just a joy to watch.
Yeah, he's been fantastic so far in the first half. There's been some really good performances as a team as well, but individual as well. There's been some very good performances.
So it was a nice moment before the match. Ike Munoz, who we've been talking about as the captain for Athletic Bilbao, presented Newcastle fans with a commemorative flag to celebrate the bond between these two clubs. It goes back to that 94-95 UEFA Cup tie, which many of you will remember. Newcastle won that first leg here 3-2, lost the second leg to go out on away goals. But a nice touch. Two clubs with fond memories of playing each other in the past. There's been a message from the officials back from the La Liga club as well. It's nice to take that opportunity to cast your mind back to times gone by. Bright times, bright past, but
yeah, that's great, isn't it?
Equally bright future ahead for Newcastle, we all hope. Ritchie, Kraft, Bruno Guimaraes in midfield. That's a neat pass. It's going to go all the way to Iru in goal. Oh, that's
unnecessary.
Unnecessary, as Peter says. Ritchie, who's never shy from a confrontation, but
he's not backing down, definitely not.
He does walk away there and keeps his cool. Referee's just got a job here to just manage this situation. There's obviously frustration from the visitors, who this half hasn't gone their own way. They missed that early chance just after they went behind. Not created a great deal since. And they're obviously experiencing an atmosphere here where I wouldn't say it's necessarily intimidating, but they've got everything against them, put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's lost his head a little bit there in the situation.
No cards given, though, and not really necessary, but that was loose there. Maybe looking up at the clock, perhaps. I can tell Oscar DeMarcos that 41 minutes have passed. We're approaching half-time here at St James's Park. Botman moving the ball around the back. As a few Newcastle fans head for their half-time refreshments. A couple might just watch this move unfold, though. Lascelles. Nice ball to Wilson, who turns, uses the pace of the ball to break the line. He's got Ritchie with him. Oh, and that's just skewed off the defender, but it will be a corner kick, I should say. And Matt Ritchie's there to take it. Short. Not sure visitors were quite ready for that one, but here's Willock. Sam Maximan moving this way and that. Keeping his opponents guessing. Plays the ball back to Joe Linton. Willock is in support. That's nice from Willock. Silky feet. Guimaraes is dispossessed.
Danger position. Yep.
This is on the break inside his own half, and Iñaki Williams on the break. It's Emil Kraft who's with him. Williams cuts inside. Can he find a teammate? Is he going to go alone? Goes near post. Side netting. Just waited a little bit too long, did Iñaki Williams. That was the opportunity, and he's had two now, Peter.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say we need more cover at the back, because Bruno went forward in that position and left in a 1v1 situation. We know how fast he is up front, Williams, so it was very dangerous, and we ended up losing the ball, and then that's where they hurt us on the counter. And to be fair, I expected a little bit better, but to be fair, Dubravka does really well with closing down the angle to make it really difficult. Well, he made him choose, didn't he? Yeah, exactly. He made him choose a really bad, also on his right foot. Yeah. Had he had a left foot, he would have opened up the goal, but he went on his right foot, and then that helped out Dubravka. But that was a dangerous opportunity.
Well, Munoz was there, he offered himself, but Williams went alone. Iñaki Williams with the two best chances for Athletic Bilbao. Pretty much at the start and the end of the half. But it's Newcastle who lead this one by 1-0. Minute to go till half-time. Shouldn't be too much added time. There's been a few stoppages.
Yeah, had we give a goal away there, I would have been really against all play, in that way of just before half-time as well. Unnecessary. So it's important that we keep it tight now until half-time at least, and I'll come out with another good performance second half.
Oh, neat feet. Back heel from Wilson.
Play.
And Bruno has got away from it. Joe Willock, he's got Alan Saint-Maximin wide. That's a very, very timely challenge.
Certainly, that's a very good defensive challenge. That is a fantastic challenge. You have to give him credit for that one, because that was a dangerous chance for us.
Absolutely. DeMarcos then. Nico Williams on this right-hand side. Joe Linton back to clean up the ball. Bruno. Callum Wilson offering himself for a 1-2, which Bruno takes. Wilson's dropped quite deep here. And that'll be that, no added time. Half-time whistle blows. Applause from the Newcastle United fans who've watched their side lead by a 0 at the break as the players just walk down the tunnel. Callum Wilson scores the difference inside 4 minutes. $46,856 people here in attendance for this pre-season friendly, which Newcastle lead by a 0 as we get back underway. Callum Wilson scoring inside 4 minutes of the first half. Neat feet, sharp, confident finish past goalkeeper Ander Iru in the Athletic Bilbao goal. No changes from what we can see. The same 11s out here for the second half. I'll run them through for you in a moment, just if we see what happens here. Nothing comes of it, so we'll run through the Newcastle team. Martin Dubravka in goal, Paul Dummett playing at left back, Sven Botman making his home debut, and very impressive he has been at centre half alongside captain Jamal Lascelles. ML Kraft as solid as ever over on the right hand side of defence. Bruno Guimaraes, who took a slight knock but is returned for the second half, holding the midfield with Joe Linton and Joe Willock, who was booked, Joe Willock, for a challenge on goalkeeper Iru in the first half. And the front line, Alan Saint-Maximin and Matt Ritchie flanking Callum Wilson, whose goal separates these two sides. Athletic Bilbao have Ander Iru, who's just in possession now, in goal. Mikel Balanziga at left back. Yere Alvarez and Iago Martinez at centre back. Oscar DeMarcos on the right side of defence. Mikel Vasaga, Unai Vencedor in midfield. Nico Williams, Ika Munian the captain, and Alex Belanger flanking Iñaki Williams, their danger man striker. There's a challenge on this near touchline as Balenciaga down, clutching the back of his thigh, maybe his calf. Alongside me for commentary, Peter Lovenkrantz, the former Newcastle forward. Peter, as I was running through the teams there, did you catch what happened down on the near touchline here?
Yeah, Matt Ritchie just chased down Bilbao player and kind of caught him from behind a little bit. It looked like a knock more than anything to the back of his calves. But again, you know, it's the hard work and determination from Matt Ritchie. We kind of, you know, he's not a player that you expect to hold back in this, and he ran after him and caught him from behind a little bit, but it wasn't anything malicious in that. It was an accident and just one of the hard working tackles kind of thing that just happens.
Cooling spray on the 34-year-old calves of Mikel Balenciaga.
Yeah, maybe actually he's struggling a bit. Might do a substitution.
I think they're going to be replaced here. Yeah,
you don't want to see that, of course. There could be sore ones as well, you know, dead calf or stuff like that, you know, bruised on the bones and stuff. It's not ideal, so maybe they won't take a chance as well for their season coming up. But they're not doing the substitution. He's sort of walking back out again.
Yeah, so just there on the putting his tracksuit top back on. He would be a natural fit there on that left-hand side of defence, but he's going to continue to warm up. I suppose we're going to see how Balenciaga carries on here. Lascelles just runs that out. Newcastle confident and comfortable, I would say, in the first half, Peter. There were a few moments. Iñaki Williams had that chance just after Wilson put the home side ahead. Also had an opportunity which he held up, actually, instead of maybe going for goal. Ended up hitting the stanchion, the outside netting. Martin Dubravka doing well to force him into a decision as Alan Saint-Maximin gets on the turn, running through the centre circle here, drawing players towards him as he does so. Looks wide and finds Wilson. Dummett on the overlap. Joe Linton finds him. Dummett still battling in the area to keep possession, but he's lost it to Nico Williams, who will play it off Dummett for a goal kick. But Newcastle trying to start the second half with the same endeavour that they started the first.
Yeah, high press again, going after it. See if they can lock them in. That's too easy.
And quality teams are going to be able to play through, but it's that confidence to retain the press, isn't it, Peter, and keep it coming. And to be fair, we have seen moments when Athletic Bilbao have been able to play through Newcastle's press, but that hasn't put them off.
No, definitely not. But look at the end there, the defence at the back, Botman and themselves looking strong in the bag, and they haven't been able to hurt them as much in that way at all.
It's a dangerous ball over for San Maximan, who's again taken quite wide on that left-hand side. Neat tricks from San Maximan, but that one runs out of play. That switches on. It was in the first half, down more to our side here on this left flank, and equally as Newcastle played towards the Gallagher.
Down the hill.
Down the hill.
I remember
so
that.
Tell me about the hill, Peter. Is the mystic hill, do you feel it?
I don't know. I think maybe a little bit. I don't know. I think it's more in your head. We always got told that. When I was playing as well. Like we start from that end and go up the way and then go down the hill. Exactly.
Get the hard work done in the first
Second half, you go down the hill, and I don't know, psychologically, that was probably what it was. But I think you can feel a difference a little bit. Yeah.
Ball over the top. Lascelles will manage and ball back. Well, that's got a little bit of pace on it to Dubravka, who will play square to Lascelles. That's quite impressive between the two of them.
Yeah, very well worked.
They'll call a man on, wouldn't have gone a miss there, but Lascelles...
Love the confidence, though, to play out like that. The next balls just need to be more switched on. Then they could have actually played them way right through Bilbao. They had been a bit switched on.
Oh, this is, again, confidence to play out.
Quick and out.
Options inside.
See, now we're just talking about that ball there. Had that been better, they would have been right through and took about 5-6 players out the game had that ball been better. And that would have been really good opening up for us in Newcastle. So it's
we must remember though, Peter, Newcastle haven't been playing this way for years.
Yeah.
This is about 6, 7, 8 months approaching into this kind of style of play, and I mean we all saw the transformation at the end of last season and that run in which only Manchester City and Liverpool picked up more points than Newcastle in their eventual finish of 11th. We must remember that this team was bottom of the Premier League in November and no wins from 14 games, and the transformation and the pace in which it's been put into practice, I think caught a lot of people by surprise. But a lot of credit to Eddie Howe.
What he's done is phenomenal. With the players, and to get them to understand the way of playing, and that's not easy at all. So
Maximan on the left-hand side, dancing inside, tries to square ball to Wilson, and it's Athletic Bilbao who now will try and play out from the back, but that one's broken down. And the point I was going to make, Peter, is I suppose that's this sense of anticipation from the Newcastle fans, is that this is almost the new era kind of begins proper this season. Looks as if Athletic Bilbao are going to make a change here. Number 8, Sanchez coming on, and Ika Munian is going to be replaced, the club captain. As he just trudges off the pitch.
Yeah, maybe not taking any chances with him going up to their first game as well.
Yeah. This is the challenge, isn't it, playing these games in quick succession as the captain's armband is moved over to Vencedor.
They have a little bit more time. I think their first game is the 15th of August, is that right?
Yes, certainly not quite as quick a turnaround.
Yeah.
So Sanchez comes into the midfield.
Oh.
Ball over the top. Chance for Alan San Maximan, dances through into the area. San Maximan to finish. What a finish and what a celebration from Alan San Maximan. He's pulling out all the moves today. What a confident finish from Alan San Maximan. His second goal of pre-season, danced through it, always looked on for him as he slid it past Ante Iru in the Athletic Bilbao net. Peter Lovenkrantz, give me some appreciation, firstly for the goal and secondly for the dance moves.
Yeah, I have to say, he does extremely well. Like you can probably tell, I'm a big fan of his. I love what he stands for and what he does, and what he does for the club is brilliant. But how he takes this goal is really, really good. You know, his first touch goes across the defender. They can't touch him because they bring him down. He's last man to be red carded. So he goes across first of all. Then he sets himself and calmly, like Callum Wilson first half, put it in the bottom corner. Fantastic finish from that long. It's a long run, basically from the halfway line to all the way down to set himself and put the ball in the back of the net. Fantastic. And then afterwards, celebrations. Yeah, it's amazing. You better not ever get hurt doing that, though. I hope not. So,
Newcastle United 2, Athletic Bilbao 0 here at St James's Park. Newcastle starting the second half just as they did in the first period. An early goal has put them on their way. It was Callum Wilson in the first half, Alan Saint-Maximin breaking away, and both men, to their credit, did it all themselves. Yep. They had options, but they had the confidence to take it on, and a really...
Yeah, but the direct run from him, Maximin, I love that. He goes in behind, ball comes there, but right away when he gets the ball, he knows what he's doing. He knows that he's going to go right across the defender and take him on and put it in the bottom corner. It was fantastic, fantastic work.
Clip ball in by Bilbao. Ritchie tries to get a head on it. This one's going to come back in. Dummett will clear. Wilson takes it down with his chest. Nice control. Opportunity for Kraft to win the ball back, but that's actually gone out. Yeah. It's one of those situations as we've got a flare that's gone off. I've missed that over to our right-hand side somewhere in the Gallagher. Flares in pre-season. Only at St James's Park. You got to love it. And yeah, the volume here at St James has just gone up a couple notches with that impressive goal from Saint-Maximin. Turned by Nico Williams, I should say. Naki Williams just behind him. Nice little snapshot on the turn. Dubravka had it covered.
Yeah, good skill. Good, Dubravka, good position, and yeah, good save.
I think you can tell that Ernesto Valverde, who's down on his haunches, with his Air Jordans still as visible as they were in the first half, he's probably just asked his team just to pose a few more questions up the pace. And to be fair, they have done, but they found themselves as 2 goals down as a result. You just felt that they pressed that little bit further up, and that gave Alan Saint-Maximin the opportunity to break away. Joe Linton now.
Yeah, kept a very high line up close to the halfway line, and that's why Saint-Maximin, and actually Callum Wilson was also there running in behind.
Wilson running the line. Ritchie holds the ball up. He'll play it back to Lascelles. We were talking about the, you know, how useful it is to play high caliber opposition a week out from the Premier League season getting underway. And, you know, we always say pre-season's pre-season. Don't read too much into it as the ball goes long for Ritchie. Managed to stay on side, it looks as if. He's got Kraft. And he nutmegs Kraft for the first ball in. Neat play from Ritchie, who chests it down. Confident play from Matt Ritchie. Finds Willock in midfield. He's got a man on as Willock, but he just manages to keep possession. Dummett will play it into the centre of the park, where substitute Sanchez tries to keep the ball alive, but that has broken down.
That's not a free kick, in my opinion.
Talk us through it, Peter.
Joe Linton really reads the situation fantastically well there, and just goes into the 50-50 challenge and kicks the ball away and catches the man a little bit after, but he definitely takes the ball, and it's a bit harsh on him after good work from him as well. But just before that, to be fair though, Kraft's run, you know, with Matt Ritchie playing him in and behind, has to do a little bit better for me there. It's a fantastic run, good play. Just have to put that ball in between the defenders and the goalkeeper around just across the 6-yard box. Then I think Callum Wilson was in for a tap-in. It's a very good opportunity, good play, but good opportunity to get a third goal.
Ball with goalkeeper Iru. Sprays one out to the right-hand side. Nico Williams, who was bright in the first half, gets the 1-2, charges through midfield, and Kraft's got to keep this in his possession, otherwise it's one for
Taking no chances.
Berenjaya, but yeah, Kraft playing it safe. It's a pretty solid flank, isn't it? Emil Kraft and Matt Ritchie.
Yeah.
Two players who are going to put all the work in up and down the pitch.
Yeah, that's Matt Ritchie. I mean, he gives you so much defensively as well as offensively in that as well.
We watched him kind of make that kind of left wing back role his own almost in seasons gone by. Oh, neat play is they're in here. Athletic Club chip to the near post. It's Lascelles who nods over, and Kraft who nods away. Composed defending by Newcastle, but Athletic Bilbao knocking on the door somewhat as they chase this 2-0 deficit. There's some substitutes coming here, a ring of changes. So Ernesto Valverde changing a few things up here. Yeah, I was expecting a couple of these players to make an appearance here today. Raul Garcia just coming to the pitch here for Nico Williams, who has had a good game so far. Raul Garcia, again, one of the senior players in the Bilbao lineup.
Triple substitution there by
so Ernesto Valverde not taking any chances. Triple substitution from him.
So number 24, Mikel Balanciaga, replaced by number 15, Inigo Martinez. Number 30, Nico Williams, replaced by 22, Raul Garcia. And number 16.
What do Athletic Bilbao need to do, Peter, to just...
but you can see it now as well. The tempo for them have been up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they've been told instruction from the sideline that they need to push now. They need to start really going after them, and it looks that way. They look more aggressive now. They don't just sit back and Newcastle kind of have the ball and play around. They're going after them all over the pitch, and that will also create space for Newcastle. If we are switched on and we move the ball fast enough and quick enough and do the runs, then we can really punish them here, to be fair. Be ready for this pressure from them, but be able to ride it off at times, let find pockets like that and play through it.
Saint-Maximin's got Joe Linton in support. Conceding a throw in there. But strong work again from Joe Linton. Takes the ball now from the throw-in. And that's will go out for a corner, and quite a cheap one at that.
Yeah. Get the big guys up. So you can put them under pressure. Oh, quick one.
It's gone short. The Newcastle players favouring that option quite a lot today. Saint-Maximin to Ritchie, who swings it in.
I have to be honest, I don't understand that situation, because in the end up, when we take a shot, we end up with two players in the box. We had only two in there, rest of them is outside the box playing, and that's not options enough to get in there. I think against a Spanish team like that, I don't think they got that much height in it. I think basically with Lascelles and Botman coming up, we've got good height in him. Joe Linton, big boy as well, that put them under pressure a little bit, put the ball in there and let's see what they can do defensively. Not testing him enough that way, I thought.
I suppose that, the quickly taken corner, the short corner, is an attempt to try and almost catch the defence off guard, but you've almost got to have I imagine, a preset routine to maybe.
But it's fine doing a shot, I can even that, doing a shot to move them around and maybe catch them off guard by moving them out a little bit. But we ended up only with two players in the box afterwards, so we couldn't actually put the ball in the box really, because they were 2 against 6 to 7 players in there. So if you're doing a shot, do the shot quickly and then get the ball in the box.
63 minutes gone. Newcastle leading this final pre-season friendly against Athletic Bilbao. 2-0 here at St James's Park, thanks to goals at the start of each half, really, from Callum Wilson in the first half and Alan Saint-Maximin with a lovely individual effort in the second period. Ernesto Valverde's rung the changes, brought 4 players onto the pitch. But so far, Newcastle looking pretty comfortable. which bodes well ahead of the Premier League opener against Nottingham Forest here at 3 o'clock in 7 days' time. Paul Dummett trying to mark his man on the far post, goes near, and Athletic Bilbao have a goal back. 2-1 now, and it looks as if Kraft has gone down injured as that header came in. Raul Garcia has only been on the pitch for a couple of minutes, managing to find space in the 6-yard box there and nod past Martin Dubravka.
Yeah, got caught off guard.
Was that just a case of maybe the defence switching off a little bit there, Peter? It was quite unlike what we've seen so far in this game.
I think the cross, gets in far too easily as well. The Dominic need to kind of close that down even more to make sure that. But he's just kind of hung it up in the air. He's put it into the back post and hung it up, and I think Emil Kraft get caught underneath it, and the Bilbao player just reads it quicker and jumps early, and goes up over him, and there's nothing he can do about it. But for me, he has to get squared on and play the man a little bit more than just stand and watch the ball go over his head. So he got caught a little bit underneath the ball, and unfortunately now he's going to make sure that we're going to be under a wee bit of pressure.
Another ball coming in here from Athletic Bilbao. Newcastle under pressure properly for the first time, I would say, so far in this game. And Raul Garcia is a very experienced operator. Scored a fair few goals in his career, the ex-Atletico Madrid man. He's third in the all-time La Liga appearance list, almost 800 career appearances to his name, Raul Garcia.
Yeah, good player, very, very good player.
Been around a while, the 36-year-old, but still showing he's got a lot to offer in those attacking areas. Maybe he just sniffed out that opportunity that the youthful forward line for Athletic Bilbao maybe just haven't really been able to identify so far in this match. So Raul Garcia getting one back for Athletic Bilbao here at St James's Park. Newcastle lead 2-0. This is Iñaki Williams here on the byline, blocked by Botman. And suddenly a very different situation for these Newcastle players to deal with. Yeah,
the goal has given them something to chase now, and now they can smell a wee bit of blood of opportunity to get back into the game, and they're going to put the pressure onto Newcastle now, and you need to be able to kind of ride that pressure and then get a hold of the ball and start dominating the possession again, and can we move it around, and we'll create chances and openings because of that, because they'll have to come chasing.
It's a very crucial 10 minutes or so now. Corner comes in to the near post. Joe Linton gets a head on it. Neat pass in. Kraft will have to deal with that one, and he has slipped slightly. A bit of a torrid time out there in the last couple of minutes. Emil Kraft under pressure by Garcia, the goal scorer, and this one goes out for a corner.
Yeah, need to be switched on now.
Having played so confidently and not really given Athletic Bilbao much in this game, Newcastle suddenly now under some pressure. They lead 2-1 here. Ball goes in near post again. Seem to be targeting Kraft somewhat, perhaps, but then they have gone for the near post for the majority of this game.
Just over his head there, I think they're trying to put the ball just in front of the goalkeeper and the front post, just over the head of Kraft there, but lucky enough he was in good position to get up quickly and head it away.
And again, towards the near post, and Bruno's having none of it.
Yeah.
Celebrates his own clearance.
It's a good clearance, to be fair.
Booted into the main stand here. It's Athletic Bilbao with possession. Iñaki Williams tries the ball out wide. Athletic Bilbao just maintaining here and trying to extend this period of pressure. Newcastle trying to get out, pushing the line up. But what a goal does for confidence, Peter? I think we can see that on the pitch now.
Yeah, it's important that you switched on now, and that we talked about that hard work that they've done so well until the goal. That needs to really actually maybe step it up a little bit more if we can now to ride off that pressure, because they're going to come hard at us now.
infield then for Athletic Bilbao. It's an effort from wide.
Oh my God.
That would have been quite something.
I think it actually skimmed the post. I think it skimmed the post. It looked that way. He thought it was close himself. He had his
He almost had that reel away look about him as he struck the ball. And yeah, Martin Dubravka was nowhere near it.
No, but for me, gets in there far too easily. You know, we get Newcastle players gets behind the ball quickly, yes, but there's no pressure on the actual ball. They get behind it, run by the player, and sits there and gets in a position that gives the opportunity to create himself a little bit of space. And he just needed half a yard to move the ball to his right foot, and almost bend it in the far corner. So, you know, need to be a bit more aggressive on the actual ball. You know, go after it and go at least into the tackle. Try and put him under pressure to maybe make a mistake with the ball. That, you know, we can't afford to sit off because very good footballers. We know they're a very good team, very good footballers. So if we let them have opportunity to play, it'll be difficult.
Paul Dummett's going to be replaced here. And what an ovation this is for a young man heading on to St James's Park turf.
And replacing him, number 50, Matthew Bonswell.
Matthew Runswell getting a run out here for the last 20 minutes or so. He goes over and replaces Paul Dummett at left back.
Yep, young player.
Chipped over to the right for Kraft, who nods on but goes out of play. Good opportunity for the 20-year-old Matthew Bonswell. Did get on to over there to Iñaki Williams. He's got a tough task. Very seasoned pro, dangerous forward there for him to marshal.
Yeah, fast.
But a great opportunity in front of a crowd of 46,856 here at St James's Park. And an opportunity here for a first touch for Bonswell. He's got Joe Linton to help him out there. Oh, and Joe Linton has
yeah, he got caught there.
Dispossessed there, and looks like this is going to stay in. Chance again from distance. Can't convert.
Yeah.
But these chances are opening up for Athletic Bilbao, and they are all generally around that D area, Peter, where there seems to be a lack of bodies from a Newcastle perspective.
But that's again what happened before when the good opportunity almost hit I think it skimmed the post. You know, we get behind the ball, yes, but there's no pressure on the actual ball. So it gives them an opportunity to create a half a yard for himself. He did that again. He pushes the ball to the side and then gets a shot off. Yes, it's straight down the middle, but if he hits a little bit better, then it could be a very, very dangerous. But again, Joe Linton, fantastic work to get back there. Just need to play the ball a bit earlier, then it would have been great.
Athletic Bilbao in again on that right-hand side. Ronswell coming across and Botman stopping the ball from getting into the 6-yard area. Neat from Joe Linton. Bruno brings it away. Trying to hold the ball up, but he's lost it. And just in the way that it was coming off in the first half. Things just going against Newcastle here, but a good test. This is what it's all about in pre-season. Getting into different environments, different situations. That's surely offside for Iñaki Williams, who's going to round Dubravka and stop the ball on the byline.
Yeah, but again, you know, they got time and space to actually play that ball into Williams, who makes a run. Yeah, he does it too early and hold a good high line, but I don't like that they're getting too much space and possession in the ball, because, like I said, they're good players, and they'll punish you if they give them too much space.
In the midfield, Bruno finds Kraft.
See if we can get a section now. Could keep a hold of the ball, move it, frustrate them a little bit that they can't get the ball back. If we try to avoid going back to the goalkeeper, we don't want that. So we may end up going to go kicking it long. So keep the ball moving, movement off the ball, key now.
Oh. No foul given. Chance here for Athletic Bilbao again in the box. Barringer cutting inside. Opportunity. Joe Linton, right place, right time. Callum Wilson then on the turn.
Oh.
Couldn't find Sam Maximan, who burst away, and it's Athletic Bilbao who come again.
It's a good opportunity though if Darlington can find Callum Wilson into feet in the right way, you know, to his left foot where he can open up. He could have played Maximan in right away, in behind it. But yeah, the ball wasn't right to Callum Wilson. It was a bit difficult, so he had to fight for it.
Sprayed ball far to the right hand side. Garcia, ball in, the goal scorer. Doesn't come to anything, but a second opportunity on that right hand side. Picks out the cross, and Iñaki Williams is there. Another chance goes amiss for Athletic Bilbao's number 9. That one again just being slotted just wide of the post. But Athletic Bilbao with another chance in front of goal.
Yeah, they're causing problems, especially, you know, the winger stayed, like the fullback actually stayed out wide and got in behind, and that causes the problem. We split them open. I mean, you got dragged apart a little bit, Newcastle, and opened up gaps in the middle, and then runs through the middle, punished it, and yeah, we're lucky getting away with that one.
2-1 Newcastle leads in the 75th minute here. Callum Wilson and Alan Saint-Maximin with the goals, before substitute Raul Garcia, the hugely experienced ex-Atletico Madrid man. Not particularly tall, but rising highest to head home as Athletic Bilbao come again here. Berenger on the left-hand side. Again intercepted, good defending by Botman, but it'll be Berenger coming again. It's having a good second half over here on this wing. Opportunity for Sanchez, cuts inside, shoots wide. Neat feet, but couldn't find the finish.
Yeah, substitutions as well again. 2 more.
Substitution for.
Well, I said he was having a good game. Alex Berenger, he's coming off now.
First one, number 6, Mikel Vega replacing.
Danny Garcia. Another one of the veterans of this team.
Replaced by number 32, John Mosilo.
Mikel Vasaga being replaced by Joe Moriello. So only 4 outfield players remain that started this match. Yeri Alvarez and Jaco Martinez, Oscar De Marcos in defence, and Iñaki Williams up top. Ander Iro still in goal for Athletic Bilbao. But Ernesto Valverde still on his haunches as he watches his team trail by 2 goals to 1 here. He's certainly using this game to give a lot of his players a run out.
Yeah, again, a good chance just before the substitutions for Bilbao again. You know, we're getting bodies behind the ball, but nobody actually put the pressure on, and he creates again half a yard, and yeah, lucky enough he misses the target and we get away with it. But I don't know if he looks like tired legs a little bit or what it is, but we look like we're going down in gear. It's
maybe to be expected. I mean, yeah. You know, we said at the start of this game, and it's worth reminding viewers that none of these players involved that started the game for Newcastle were involved yesterday against Atalanta. As Sanchez breaks through midfield here. Shot from distance, Dubravka palms it up and over and keeps it out Wow, what a dramatic save that was. A real 1-2 there from Martin Dubravka. The shot came in with real venom from pretty far out.
Yeah, good save the first one, but I have to say, he palmed it further away. I think he was there to palm it away better than what he did. And
didn't keep it out, kept in play, didn't he? Williams on the far right-hand side.
Bilbao's definitely pushing pushing pressure
for this equaliser, yeah. Garcia marshalling the troops. Newcastle just struggling for possession in the last 10 minutes or so since that goal went in. Flip forward, that's one for Ritchie to defend. Wide ball here. Chance, cuts inside. It's a neat attempt, but nothing comes of it. Danny Garcia with that poke towards goal. What do you think Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndall are thinking about at this stage, Peter? Because we are approaching the 80th minute mark. Do we stick with what we've got, make a couple of changes, add a bit of energy and impetus, or actually is it just a little bit of possession of the ball that Newcastle are after?
I think we need a bit of possession of the ball, because I don't think he wants to change, because these are the players who need games. They need game time. They want them to go 90 minutes to get it in their legs. Yes, the result is important, that you get a win if you can, especially at this point when you're 2-1 up. Make sure we get the result back in the bag and get it home with us, but it is important that these players can try and play these games out. If there's no injuries, there's no problems, to make sure that we're ready for the start of the season. So I don't think they will look to many changes, maybe closer to the 90th minute, I would say. But yeah, if that's the case and they do that, we need to get a hold of the ball more, because right now they're punishing us again.
Ball out wide to the right. This comes in. Oh, it's a great chance. Oh, it's hit the post. Raul Garcia almost with his second, almost with the equaliser. It's still in play here. He wants it back on the far post. He's made such an impact since coming on, Raul Garcia.
Yeah, he's been dangerous, but it's been down that right-hand side.
Yeah.
So Newcastle left, they've been running in behind.
But also occupying these central areas, as he is now, just picking the spots between Lascelles and Kraft. It was a brilliant effort. I've just seen the goal back, actually. And to get up and above Emil Kraft there to score the equaliser, and showing a very different skill set there as he struck the post. The Newcastle goal living a charmed life as it stands. Newcastle 2, Athletic Bilbao 1, as we enter the 80th minute.
But you see now there again, they're playing the ball around. We're quite close to the edge of the box, and there's no actual pressure on the ball. Look, we're happy enough to stay behind it. There's no pressure on the actual player with the ball, so they can move it freely around. And that means that Newcastle are just kind of chasing the ball at the moment when they don't have it. So now we got it. An opportunity now to...
Ritchie holds it up. Smart. Joe Linton just trying to relieve a bit of pressure. There was a temptation there to go all out as Bondswell makes a breaking run down the left-hand side.
Well, it's a good run, because he actually forces the Bilbao back four all the way back to the edge of the box. Because he does that run. Does he not do it, then they can put
Joe
pressure
Linton's
on him higher
got to
up.
be careful here. He's won the foul. Yeah, smart.
It's very important,
You're the ex-pro, Peter. I was going to call it youthful exuberance, but you're clearly a little bit more to it than that. I've sold Bondswell a little bit short.
Yeah, it's really good run for him. Maybe it's just because he's eager and that, but he actually does really well for the team. Maybe he didn't know that he was doing it, but he did really well for it, because it got higher up now. Now we're at the edge of the box. That's
wide right, takes on his man, hits the byline. Oh, is that a penalty?
Oh, no.
Definitely went to ground there. Looks like it's going to be a corner.
Yeah, don't think it was Payne.
It's one of those where it's like kind of tangle of legs, difficult to see.
Yeah, there's no VAR.
No VAR.
Can't see that. Well, let's see what they do now. Short corner, or do they actually put the ball in the box?
Well, it's got Joe Willock's probably the man.
Yeah. Matt Ritchie going out to it as well.
I think Matt Ritchie might just put this one in the mixer as he tries to get the crowd going. 82 minutes on the clock. Newcastle 2, Athletic Bilbao 1 here in this final pre-season game at St James's Park. Ritchie does go short to Bruno Guimaraes. He's got Willock in support, cuts inside, and that is a shame, and Peter Lovenkrands is shaking his head beside me. It's going to get intercepted here by Iñaki Williams, who has the chance to run clear. Bruno Guimaraes with some tired legs,
fast.
Can't keep up. Iñaki Williams putting Kraft under pressure now. He's got support now. Bondswell's coming all the way over from left back to right back.
It's really well
to put the man off and force a poor corner in the end. And the St James's Park crowd appreciated that one.
Oh, can't
Sam
lose
Maximan, poor time to lose the ball. There's some heads dropping. Now what will he do? Plays safe, does Sam Maximan. Guimaraes pulls away, and that's surely a foul.
Yeah. Take a breather, get a hold of it. But again, a corner where I don't mind him putting it. Bruno was standing there, that's fine, but I would love him to take the touch and just whip that ball into the box and kind of get them on the move a little bit. But it ended up in a nothing again, and that's a shame.
Sven Botman, Jamal Lascelles.
Oh, good play.
Good options. Willock now on the right-hand side. Breaks into the area. Heads up. Will he pick the cross out? It's a routine ball in the end. Lacking a little bit of imagination there. Some tired legs, tired minds perhaps. but actually he only did have Callum Wilson for company, which you can understand at this point in the game.
Yeah.
Approaching the final 5 minutes.
There's no many runs from deep from back, full backs.
There's more players on their haunches than there are
exactly.
runs being made at this stage. Bit of a water break, I think, here.
So I think a substitution maybe happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Looks like Vivian's going to be coming on for Athletic Bilbao. Yeah. Iago Martinez coming off, the Spain international. It's had a solid game at the back.
For Athletic Club coming off, number 4, Martinez Baridi. And replacing him, number 12, Daniel Vivian.
Daniel Vivian slotting into central defence.
It might be that, I don't know, if you would change a little bit of the system just to
push the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, just to kind of see it the last bit, you know, get more help down the side, especially on the left hand side. I think Matt Ritchie, you know, he's especially first half he was helping out a lot over there as well. So he's been moved over there on the other side to kind of help out, you know, I mean, with the engine he has defensively. So
Jason Tyndall just getting some orders onto the pitch alongside Eddie Howe as Ernesto Valverde gets back down onto his haunches. That just seems to be his default position. Valverde, the ex-Barcelona manager, back for his 3rd stint here at Athletic Bilbao. Who've really grown into this second half. The goal made all the difference really for them. Raul Garcia, a hugely experienced forward, coming on and making the difference with a great header over the top of Emil Kraft. It was Callum Wilson at the beginning of the first half. Alain Saint-Maximin pretty early doors in the second half with the 2 crucial goals that give Newcastle a 1-goal margin, 1-goal lead as we enter the final 5 minutes of this pre-season. Offside called by the linesman. This is where the lactic acid really starts to hit. As Iñaki Williams down the left-hand side this time. First time ball in, Botman prods it away. Pre-season's catching up with some of these players, but that's only to be expected.
Yeah,
you know, they're out there, you know, in a Premier League game, especially with 5 substitutions coming this season, which is a change in the rules. You know, we're not going to see this very often.
No.
Players playing 90 minutes, holding on to a 1-goal lead. Athletic Bilbao with the corner. Swings in, back post. Again, deep header. It's a spectacular effort that ends up on Emil Kraft's head. It was Raul Garcia, I should say, again, with that kind of bicycle kick attempt. Not short of confidence, is he?
No, that was a bit ambitious, but yeah.
At the near post. 36 years of age, as we've got another corner coming in here. We go back post again into the penalty area. Skimmed away, and Saint-Maximin. How are those legs doing, Alan? As he dances past a couple players infield, keeps the ball on the far side. And that's certainly going to be a foul. You mentioned right time, right place, right time in the first half, Peter. I suppose from an Athletic Bilbao point of view, that's the same rule applies.
Very clever foul from their point of view in that way, because also Bruno is going back the way, so he won't get a booking for it because it's not looks as a counter attack because he's going back the way. So yeah, he gets a
Bondswell finds Ritchie. If Ritchie can keep this in, it'll be a throw-in. Matt Ritchie still putting the yards in down that far side. 3 minutes remaining. Iñaki Williams breaks the ball away. Here's a chance. Sanchez carrying the ball forward. Opportunity here as it breaks in, and Kraft going in, fully committed to that challenge.
Good
which is much appreciated, yeah.
Very good.
Potentially slightly at fault for the goal that Newcastle have conceded, but you know, how many times have we seen it? A couple changes here late in the day. Bruno Guimaraes is coming off, and it looks as if Matty Longstaff will replace him. What a great reception Bruno Guimaraes is getting.
Yeah.
Also coming off number 10, Alan Saint-Maximin.
Alan Saint-Maximin, he's scored what could be the decisive goal here this afternoon. Matty Longstaff on the pitch, as is number 40, Lucas de Bol. Great opportunity for some more young players, although Matty Longstaff obviously has got first team experience, still kind of trying to establish himself again, having broken through a couple of seasons ago. But tough to get into this side, especially into midfield. Lucas de Bol as well, getting an opportunity here.
Also clever from Eddie, to be fair, to do that. Two players who's had a really good game, good reception off the pitch, and also 90th minute, almost 89th minute, right the time a little bit. In pre-season games like this, you're not going to really have a lot of extra time, so
I'm just going to find out how much added time we are going to get. The fourth official bringing the board out as Newcastle just juggle it around into midfield. It's spilled out wide here. De Bol with a challenge. 2 minutes of added time as Eddie Howe readies another substitution. Santiago Munoz is on the touchline, whether he'll get an opportunity to come on.
No.
Looks like he will. Callum Wilson being replaced by the Mexican.
Number 9, Callum Wilson, and replacing him number 44, Santiago Munoz.
What a great moment. There was such a claim when he signed for the club.
Yeah.
Memories of that lovely film made about Newcastle. Goal in the... oh, there's an opportunity. It's a just break away there. Athletic Bilbao are going to push for all this is worth as we go into 2 minutes of added time. Newcastle protecting a 2-1 lead. De Bol looking to close down with Kraft, Joe Willock. The senior players looking to set the tempo. Munoz pressing. Might get one more opportunity, Bilbao, as that neat turn goes into the area. Botman clears and there's no chance there. That's going to come in. Good defending.
Yeah, Botman really good defending. That, yeah. Very, very good. Comes over quickly, shut it down, gives a bad angle. Also, don't dive in. He stands on his feet, makes a difficult angle for him, and very, very good defending.
It's one of those where, you know, some legs can easily get tangled up on the move in towards the box, but actually Botman with that sense of mind to actually stand his ground. He knew he was between the ball and the goal.
Yeah, clever. Very clever defending.
Could expect the whistle any minute now. Martin Dubravka is going to play this goal kick. Out towards this far right-hand side. De Bol in competition. Matty Longstaff heads it forward. Munoz trying to get on the end of it. Headed forward by Kraft. Again, De Bol. And that's that. Newcastle United's pre-season comes to an end with a 2-1 victory at home against Athletic Bilbao. Goals from Callum Wilson and Alan Saint-Maximin at the beginning of each half. Raul Garcia, the substitute, came on for Athletic Club and got one back. And they pressed for that equaliser. But as Ernesto Valverde rang the changes, they couldn't quite manage it.